Hey, what's up, everybody? I haven't done a video in about 10 days. I was getting ready for the show, and that's what happened. So today I'm going to talk in a minute about that. Today's guitar of choice, Gibson Shred. Gibson Shred. Shred. So let me talk about quick what happened. So my singer got sick. Did a practice Sunday, got sick on Thursday. And this is a good lesson for everybody. And I want him to know that I'm not bitching at him, because this is a musical channel. And this is a good lesson in preparing with your bandmates so that you don't end up fighting and breaking the band up. So I've been up for a couple of days because I can't sleep. And a part of that is depression, which is a weird part, because depression usually is sleep. I get the opposite, because I have a lot of weight on my shoulders. You know, he canceled a couple days before the show. It's understandable. He's very sick, and not just a regular sick. But at the same time, knowing there's a lot of commitments in a show, like a charity show that's a once-a-year thing or happens once around. I mean, there's a city involved, 4 charities, 3 nightclubs, a radio station, and about 300 or 400 of people that I knew that were going to buy VIP tickets that are $150, $200 for a couple. So there's that. So the twofold is, on one hand, you put a lot of pressure on the person that booked it, and you're trying to make money for people who are sick, and then the guy in your band is sick. So it's like an odd situation. So without fighting, here's my suggestion to everybody. You come up with an understanding. If you're sick and there's a possibility you're not going to make the show, you give them 2 to 3 weeks so they can find a replacement for an hour. In a nightclub, you got a lot of people in your area that play the same songs. My Kryptonite and Give Me 2 Steps. So they're easy to find, and they might know most of your set anyway, or they could fake through that. When you're doing specific music or something and it's a charity, it's a little bit different. So the other part of that is, if you do cancel, or you say you're that sick and you're not dead, my opinion is you just go out and do the show. And you get up on stage and you say, listen, just so you know, I'm not at 100%. I don't feel well. I don't want to get into it, but I just want you kids and you families to know I'm right there with you. And I'm going to show you. And I'm going to be your hero today. And I'm going to go through this. And I'm going to do it the best that I can. Because I don't want to disappoint you kids and the fans. And I'm here for you. Because I'm real. That's my opinion. Now, if you're in a car accident, you're in a hospital, like I said, if it's to that point, that's understandable. But to commit and then bow out at the last minute on something like of this kind of scale is not good for other people, including me, because it's my name. I booked, and I have a lot of pressure on me. So the best thing and solution for this is to give your band a certain amount of time. And that's something that you guys need to decide. You know, maybe charities is 3 weeks, regular gig, you got a week or 3 days. You know, most people doing gigs on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday. But, you know what your gig schedule is and stuff like that. And that'll prevent a lot of misunderstood things. And so if you have an understanding, it'll help you out. It'll be beneficial. And again, this isn't against my singer or anything, because I love the guy. So the other part of my depression part is I hope he gets better, because he's an intricate part of our band, and I love the guy. He's like a younger brother to me, so. And we don't play a lot. We don't play out all the time and stuff. And so I understand how sick he is. But this is to help you guys. Again, this is a Gibson Shred, and let's get back into the lesson part. And by the way, I have surgery coming up the 29th, so wish me well. It is a major surgery. It's my 3rd one within a year. And I don't like to get personal, but it's to fix part of the surgery that went bad from complications. So not this Tuesday, the following Tuesday, the 29th, I go under the knife. And I'll be staying up in the hospital or at my dad's for that week. So now we can get on with it. So I'm going to get into the advanced stuff. So a lot of people ask me about the string skipping thing that I did at the beginning of the video. There's a couple ways to go about string skipping. I do one with the pentatonic thing. What that is it's like the pentatonic, the step and a half, but open. And I do that all over the neck in the pentatonic positions. It's very cool. That's one way to think of it. The other way is I do it scalular. So I'll do it. And what that is I'm playing a scale and I play it forwards. Then I jump a string and play the next string backwards. So now I'm going to jump to the fourth string and play it backwards. Then I go to the string I skipped, the fifth string, and I play that forwards. And then I go to the third string and play it backwards. It's very, very hard to get your fingers to move like that. Now I'm going to show you the scale again and how I was able to achieve that. So this is how it started, and it was when I was taking lessons from Holsworth. I watched him play. It was a whole tone scale, but I'm going to show you how I learned to play it, not the scale. But so I play forwards, then I go to the next string and pull off. Then I slide it up, and I do repeat the same process: hammer, pull off, slide up. I did that really fast until I could get really quick. That was how I got my fingers to be able to jump strings, because that's what led to it. And then I used to do the Paul Gilbert stuff, like when I was in GIT. So we were doing that kind of stuff. And that's arpeggio, and you can string skip in different ways. Like, even if you can't do this, take it at slower steps, so like if you're playing blues licks or something bluesy, you can use it as a technique to get around. It sounds great. Even that at a slower speed, you can use that technique and use it to your advantage to break up some of the stuff you do, and you add it all in. That's what these lessons are about. Even advanced or intermediate or just beginning, these are really cool things. Some of the interval jumps and stuff like that I do too, like where I'm doing just the pentatonic Eddie Van Halen thing. Just jumping around with a couple notes, it can sound cool. Same thing with the you add them together. All kinds of stuff to do. So that was like another one of the things, like with the jumping and the string skipping. And again, like I said, I watched Yngwie, and Yngwie was great to me, but he was popular with the force. But for me, I already knew the force, because if you watch Catch a Train, I think it was 76 or 75, I don't even remember what year, with the Scorpions, there's a guitar player named Uli John Roth, one of the most amazing guitar players I've ever seen. And he was doing the force a long time ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. He was doing all that. The minor third arpeggio. He was doing all that stuff, and that's a part of the classical stuff that I learned from, on the shred guitar, the neoclassical, Uli John Roth. and he was doing the backwards stuff. You know, he was doing all of that. You know, so there were other guitar players doing a lot of that stuff before. One of the other things that I do is like intervally is like a it's like a pull-off thing. Someone asked about this too. So basically I'm going backwards, pulling off. And then I have a pivot note. So basically, and I know that sounds harder than it is, but I'm just pulling off. So here's the pentatonic part. A pentatonic, B pentatonic. And that's the fourth string on the 4th fret, and I move it up with it. So you can use that anywhere, even on the high E. That's one of mine. I mean, it's a weird thing to do, and I always tried to think outside the box, like Taco Bell said. Think outside the box. So I always thought outside the box meant pentatonic. Think outside the box. But yeah, so like these are some really cool ideas, and this is for more of the advanced players. They're only advanced when you speed them up. You can do all of these at a slower pace, even if if you mute it and you play it slow. Nice melodic solo. You can do that, and I use part of that technique in there. So you can use all these techniques everywhere. And I'm not going to do a really long video because I am tired. And like I said, I have a family, so they're all sleeping. It's probably about 2 in the morning. So again, and I want to give a shout out to you guys. All the new subscribers and my old subscribers who have stayed on my channel for the last 15 years. You guys are going to be the ones that make this possible, to make this channel a success. And this is all for you guys. I'm passing the torch. I'm showing you all the crazy stuff I used to do at GIT, in the magazines. Even as much as like these guys, Vinnie Moore and Paul Gilbert, and some of them are friends of mine, very good friends. They don't sit down and they're not going to show you every single little technique because they're known for it, and they're not ready to pass the torch. Me, I'm almost done. You know, not death-wise, but my playing and the shredding stuff is becoming not harder, but it's becoming less in my playing. So now when I play, I might play, like if I do a track, I might play like this. And let's see. I might play something like that now. That's kind of stuff. Or, you know, if I'm doing a country kind of track. Or something like that. It's not overly done. They're just nice, kind of cool solos. So that's the kind of stuff I do, and I've never really got to do the shred. I've never done like a metal album where I can put it all on there and people go, wow, oh my God, there's this. I just never got to. I was always a part of this, I guess you call it the sellout side, writing pop songs and dance songs and country songs and stuff for artists, and I never got to play what I really wanted to play. So this is for you guys, all you young shredders and all you people that want to learn the technique. And like I said, you can use the technique in anything. Like if you're playing even that. There's an E minor arpeggio. That was that little... That was that. That was that technique, but done slower. You can use it. You just have to fit it in there and be clever where you're going to use it. It's all about your phrasing, and don't let these channels tell you that BS. Don't noodle. Don't do this. And I start to see like these channels, even in media. They put a thing on YouTube, whatever, and then you go to watch it to see what they say about it, and it's not even in the video. You don't need theory. Listen, if you play one chord, that's theory. You have to know what the chord is. Even if you don't know what this chord is, that's theory. Because somewhere in there, you had to figure out how to make a chord. You have to figure things out. And if you don't even know what you're doing, there's still theory in there. You just don't know how to explain it yet. That's just how it is. But don't let these people fool you. I mean, there's too much junk out there. I keep seeing these videos of no one's explaining to you why you should do something. Why you should learn these pentatonic scales. A minor. There's a E note. E power chord. So in the that's the A pentatonic. The first four notes. A, C, D, and E. So I'm hitting and then the chord. There's all kinds of great values in a pentatonic scale, even if you don't know that. But like I said, if you learn that scale, all kinds of stuff you can do in there. They're very, very crucial. Even if you don't know the names of those notes, you know what they are because you learn that pattern. And you know what you can connect to that'll sound good. Even if you don't know that's an E. Those are all chords, and that's where the chords came from, those scale notes. Now, whether you know if they're minor or major, that you have to learn. But you can just mess around with chord shapes and find it. Just mess around. You'll know if it's good. You can hear it. But that's the great thing about guitar. It's all about emotion and feeling and learning it as you go. That's the cool process, and that's what develops your own style, is your take on it and how you learn it and how you use it. You don't want to play like me. You might want to learn the technique, but you don't want to sound like me. There's already one of me. I don't want to sound like Yngwie. Why am I going to play Yngwie scales? There's already an Yngwie. What's the point? To shred like Yngwie? Oh, that's cool. I'll listen to it when I get back in the car. I have that CD. You don't have to play it for me at Guitar Center. I've heard those licks a million times. Cool that you can play them, but I'll listen to the guy that's putting them on the record. Sorry, man. Let me try to get some sleep. And again, shout out to all the subscribers and making the channel grow. And my goal, like and subscribe. Let's get people to play guitar the correct way. I want to give you guys all the ideas I can and pass the torch. Now it's up to you what you're going to do with it. All right. Peace out.